This tiny movement, nose down, nose up, depends on a computer that most of you haven't even heard of. And recently on an Airbus A320 aircraft, the same computer made the aircraft nose pitched down. And this is without the pilots commanding it. And the craziest part is this happened because of the sun. Today we are going to learn what this computer is and why the regulatory bodies got panicked and issued a airworthiness notification asking all Airbus aircrafts to be grounded. Without further ado, let's get started. So at the start of the video, I did mention that an A320 aircraft's computer has been affected. And also, I did mention this is because of the sun. And also I mentioned that there was a notification issued by the regulatory body. So let me put all of these things into context. Now, EASA. EASA is the governing body for the European Union airspace regulations or aviation regulations. Simply put, they take care of the regulations of aviation in Europe. So on 28th November 2025, they put out something called an Emergency Airworthiness Directive. We usually call it an AD. So what is an Airworthiness Directive? It is a measure mandated by the regulatory body in immediate reaction to a safety problem. So that means if EASA says, here's your AD, do it now, you can't say no. So airlines have to do it. Now what's special about this AD? Now this AD required all the airlines who has operating A320 type aircraft to execute this AD, and this is before next flight. Now before next flight means you can't take off from the date this AD has been effected until you rectify this problem. Hello there. So if you're watching this video, that means I managed to put it out on time. Now producing one of these videos takes a lot of work because I am actually creating videos on my Sri Lankan channel and also this channel, and I'm also running a company while also doing my day job as an engineer. So with all this work, I need some motivation. Recently I found out something that 86.5% of you who watch my videos haven't subscribed to my channel. So I would like to urge you something. If you really gain any value out of these videos, please subscribe and show me that these videos really make a difference. If not, you can always provide me a feedback on how to improve in the comment section. So I hope you subscribe. I won't take any more of your time. Let's head to the video. Now let's look into the problem. What was this problem? An aircraft was flying, and due to a solar radiation, one of the logics or the software of one of these computers got interfered and it misinterpreted the information, and it suddenly brought the aircraft nose down. Nobody was injured. However, EASA, the regulatory body for Europe, took this seriously together with Airbus, because Airbus A320 is owned by the Airbus companies or Airbus group companies. So they both work together to make sure that this doesn't happen, because if this goes further, it might even end up with a crash. Now this computer is called ELAC or ELAC, depends on how you pronounce. This stands for Elevator Aileron Computer. Okay, so I'm going to explain you two different things here, elevator and aileron, and then I'll explain the function of this computer, and then we are going to go and find out what went wrong with this computer. So I don't know whether you can see this. Elevator is two control surfaces located in the horizontal stabilizer. What happens is when the elevators drop down, air hits the elevators and it will push the tail up, putting the nose into a pitch down scenario. And again, if elevators moves up, air will hit the elevators and it will push the tail down, which will give a nose up position. Okay, and ailerons are two control surfaces located in the trailing edge of the wing. Now We call this leading edge, we call this trailing edge. Okay, so ailerons work differentially. What do I mean by that? That means if one aileron goes up, the other aileron goes down. The aileron that goes up, air will hit the surface and bring the wing down. And on the other side, the aileron will go down, air will hit the control surface and bring the wing up. So it will roll to the left, roll to the right. Okay, so now you briefly know what an elevator and an aileron is. So let's find out what is this computer, ELAC. Now, ELAC is the computer that controls these ailerons and elevators. Or simply put, it is a mini brain that actually makes sure that these control surfaces move safely. So on an A320 aircraft, there are two ELAC computers, ELAC 1, ELAC 2. So they sit in a designated area called avionics bay, which can be found below where the pilot sits, below the cockpit. So now let's put what we learned into action. As you may already know, A320, in order to control it, we got something called a side stick rather than a conventional yoke stick which is used in Boeing aircrafts. Now this side stick is just like a joystick where we use to play our flight simulator games, but a bit complex. Let's just say we need to pitch the nose down. So if I am the pilot, what I would do is I will hold the side stick and push it forward, and the aircraft nose will go down. When the pilot, or me in this case, push the side stick forward, there's an electrical signal generated with the information of how much of an angle did the pilot push it forward. Now this electrical signal will go into the ELAC computer and it will get processed. Now the computer might say, okay pilot, we got your input, let me process and give the command to the actuator. So that's what the computer does. The computer gets that information, they process it. If it is a dangerous movement that the pilot does, the computer will think, oh hang on a minute, this is not right, let me send him a message. Okay, if it is a safe movement, the computer will process it, it will smoothen it out safely, it will command the actuator, and actuator is nothing but an instrument controlled by hydraulic fluid. It pushes the control surfaces where it wants to go with the required angle. Now this is why an A320 aircraft is considered to have this technology called fly-by-wire. It flies via an electrical signal. Okay, so I did mention there are two ELAC computers. So what are their functions? ELAC 1 controls the roll of the aircraft. What is roll? Roll to the left, rolling to the right. And ELAC 2 controls the pitch of an aircraft. Nose pitches up, nose pitches down. They're kind of like a team. You know, if one ELAC computer fails, the other one has the capability to function as if the one is already there. So the ELAC 2 can take over all the functions that ELAC 1 does. If ELAC 2 fails, ELAC 1 will take over all the functions that ELAC 2 does. Why? Redundancy. In aircrafts, we need something as a backup if one thing fails. That way, we keep the aircraft safe. What happens if both of these computers fail? Now, SEC or spoiler elevator computer can make sure they can do the same functions that the ELAC computers does. So even both of them fails, the aircraft won't fall out of the sky. It will be taken over by another computer. So what really happened? What made the regulators panic and throw out an airworthiness directive? Now there was this flight, an A320 aircraft that was flying normally, and suddenly without the intervention of the pilots, the aircraft suddenly pitched the nose down. And even the pilots got confused and they didn't know what was going on, but they safely recovered the aircraft. It did not injure anyone or it did not had any problem on the passengers. they safely recovered it. Later, the investigators found out that the ELAC computers, which operates by the software L104, had a problem. And investigating further, they found out that the software L104 can get malfunctions due to solar flares. That means it will start misinterpreting information when it exposed to solar radiation. And this is not good, because solar radiation can be everywhere, and like there are thousands of A320s flying at any given time. So they got scared if a solar flare can pitch the nose down without the awareness of the pilot, it can end up in a disaster. So as soon as the regulators found this out, they sent out a AD, Airworthiness Directive, saying all the aircrafts with these L104 softwares on their ELAC computers need replacement immediately before next flight. So that actually made the whole A320 fleet in the whole world to be grounded until they load a safe version of the software, or they replace the whole ELAC computers with a safe software option. So with the AD, Airbus also issued an alert operation transmission, which is also called AOT. Together, these documents says what are the affected aircraft, what are the ELAC computers that are affected, and what part number should be changed to which part number. So the affected aircrafts were A319, A320, A321 with ELAC model B, which are equipped with L104 software type. And the ones which were not affected were the ELAC E models, all the ELAC models with L103 software, and units already updated to L103 plus software, they were excluded from this AD. So the airlines had three options as per the Airworthiness Directive, and they were load the safe version, which is L103 plus software, replace the ELAC unit that contains L104 software with L103 plus softwares. So here's the big takeaway. ELAC is just a tiny computer or two tiny computers that controls a massive aircraft in the air. So safety is paramount. I think this is one of those incidents that we can highlight to show and tell you that aviation is one of the safest modes of transportation. Because as you saw, it was just a glitch in the system, and the aircraft pitched down and it was safe, nobody got hurt. But look at the drastic measures that EASA took. They issued an Emergency Airworthiness Directive, they grounded around 6,000 aircrafts and made sure that these softwares get updated before the next flight. That's how safe aviation is. So next time you fly an Airbus A320, you know there are different computers controlling different flight controls. So from this video, I wanted you to make aware what is an Airworthiness Directive is, and what is this computer, and what actually happened, because this incident was showcased in a lot of news channels. So I thought maybe I should help you understand a bit better. So I'll come back with another video next week. Until then, keep fixing.